Lee.
Yeah.
I consider my greatest achievement to be having a hand in the burlesque revival.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
And I got to see the show the other night, which you're now touring, called Strip, Strip, Hooray. Mm-hmm. What number show is this that you've done?
I don't, of this tour, it's hard to say. I mean, I've been doing my show since 1991, so I'm like, I've done a lot of shows. But this tour, I guess we've been doing on and off in small increments for about 2 years now.
Yeah, well, you're very successful, I would say. And the extravagance, that's a great word for it, because everything from your costumes to the set.
It's a little bit of like Liberace theory. I've been a fan of Liberace forever. I've had people ask me if the costumes are actually electrified, if they're plugged in on stage. Right. I'm like, no, that's just, that's what 500,000 Swarovski crystals under the right lighting looks like.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of just into creating something that doesn't exist in real life.
And where did you come up with Dita Von Teese?
I was working in a strip club in Orange County, and I just had this idea of going into there to see what it would be like looking differently and not exactly fitting in. And I became really fascinated with this place and with bringing back the idea of classic striptease, and it was another opportunity for me to play an elaborate game of dress up. Mm-hmm. And I came up with the name there. I had just seen this silent film with an actress named Dita Parlo, mm-hmm. and I kind of got hooked on that name, and that's where it started. And then a few years after that, I posed for Playboy magazine. They told me I had to have a last name, which of course I fought. I was like, no, Madonna, Cher, Dita, I want to have one name, and they're like, no, you can't. So I just opened a phone book under the Vons, because I was like, it's cool when you have a Von in your name. It was so haphazard, and I found the name Von Teese. And I called Playboy. I'm like, I'm going to be Dita Von Teese. And they're like, okay, fine. So I remember going to the newsstand, opening it up and being excited, and there it was, Dita Von Teese. And I was like, that's not what I said.
It's incredible. How has that trajectory been? Like you said, you had no idea that you would have been doing that. And, the stripping is obviously the pole and the kind of the strip clubs. And you really have created... It's not even in the same neighborhood, what you do.
But for me it is, because I don't, if people want to say that it's different, it's fine, but they're all really relative, really that pole dancing is just the evolution of what burlesque started as. It's like a place for men to safely objectify women, it's like that's what the burlesque houses were about, and that's what the strip clubs generally are about. I just don't like to separate myself from that, because if it weren't for my experience as a stripper, working in a club with a brass pole and doing lap dances, I wouldn't be where I am now. And I really strongly believe that all those years of doing that and being intrigued by the way that people react to different kinds of beauty, and understanding really what it is about someone that makes them truly sexy. I really got a great grasp on that by working in strip clubs.
I like that your trajectory embraces it all, because what I saw was very theatrical, and you were stripping, but you were almost not even naked. It was like a whole character coming out.
People ask me about the nudity thing, I'm like, I don't feel naked up there. There's so much illusion between painting with light and all the makeup, the body makeup. There's very little that resembles who I really am as a sexual person. It's it's very non-sexual to me.
But it is wildly entertaining.
Thank you.
And what about your relationship with all the designers? Obviously, Christian Louboutin, who makes the shoes, those beautiful shoes that you wear. And
I have never had a stylist. I've always done everything myself. The reason I started wearing vintage was because I didn't have money to spend on designer clothes. And the designers that I have these kind of friendships with that give me the red carpet treatment with their houses, they appreciate that I don't send in someone to come choose my clothes for me, that I don't, that I'm real about it, and that they recognize that I have a very distinctive sense of personal style that doesn't waver with whatever the trends are. And I think that, not most of them, but many of the great ones get that and they appreciate that. Let's see, the talent I would most like to have is to magically be able to dance like Sid Charisse. My greatest extravagance is in creating my stage shows.